Welcome back to another episode of Power Rankings. We are here again with another League of Legends one, but since we're only a couple of days away from the World's Grand Finals, we're going to go ahead and power rank the best players in their positions that are at Worlds right now. So we're going to go over all 5 lanes. Today with me is Justin, who is going to help go over all the players. And well, it's been a crazy World so far, so we have a really good list, but are you excited for this?
I am, man. This list was fun to make. Worlds has been so exciting to watch. We've got lots of good competition. We've got an amazing grand final set up for this weekend. It's been an absolute blessing.
It really has, and we have a really good list. It was really hard to rank all these players because there's been a lot of good players in many ways, shape, or form, but we're gonna get to it, and we're gonna go ahead and start with the top lane here. And to kick it off, in number 5, we do have Zeus from HLE. Number 4 will be Doran from T1. Number 3 will be Keen from Gen G. Number 2 will be Flandre from AL. And then number 1, we have Perfect from KT. Do you think Perfect has made a perfect way into this number 1 spot?
I absolutely do. Perfect has been an absolute force on the map for KT. He's dominating the top lane. We've seen the best Rumble play from anybody. And this one here, we're seeing some insane Ornn play. This was the Elder Dragon fight against Gen G that really secured the game for them. He's been amazing. It's not what I expected, and he's really blown everybody out of the water. I think when you're looking at these rankings, there's some surprises in there. You see Flandre in the top. I think his performance has been unreal and really deserves that 2 spot. Down at number 4, though, we've got Doran, which surprising to see a player from the team in the grand finals that low in the rankings. But Doran's just been a little bit topsy-turvy. Some good games, some bad. Yeah. Really the weak point on the map for T1. So that's why he's kind of down there a little bit lower than you might expect.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And it's kind of a shame to see Zeus at number 5. This was a top laner who's been put on a pedestal. He went into it. They did a great job at first stand, but the HLE's kind of dropped off. Didn't have the best performance at Worlds this year. So unfortunately, he can be placed any bit higher. But that's gonna be our top 5 for that top lane there. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the jungle, and we got a little bit spicy here. So number 5, we do have Junja from CFO. Tarzan from AL, number 4. Number 3, Canyon from Gen G, which might be a shocker to everyone. But number 2, we have Cuz from KT. And then number 1, it has to be Owner from T1.
Man, such a competitive pool of junglers at this tournament. The fact that a world champion MVP like Canyon gets dropped down to number 3 is just a credit to the skill. But it really has been Owner and Cuz dominating things. You see Owner here in the play-ins match completely taking IG around, just dominating them through this bot lane and just getting things done for T1. And it didn't stop there. Through the entire play-ins, Owner has looked like the best player for T1, makes things happen around the map, picking both the meta champions and the off-meta stuff. I mean, we saw Owner first time Dr. Mundo in a Game 5 elimination of the World Semifinals and just play it well, getting gaslighted by his teammates into picking it. It's just absolutely amazing. And also, like I said, in number 5, shout out to Junji as CFO. This team blew everybody's expectations out of the water. They had a great season, and so their fans were expecting it, but this has really cemented their play, and Junji was a big part of it.
Yeah, Junja definitely, especially on that Kiana that we've seen played so much, was played so well. And I think Tarzan, though, is a testament to how strong these top 5 players are for him being in number 4, because I mean, you put that on the list, I think a lot of people may even have him at 2 or 1, not including this like Worlds. If we're only focusing on Worlds, 4 looks good, but if you take him out, he's probably in that top 2 for the whole entire year.
A lot of these AL players who went out in the quarterfinals definitely deserve a high spot, even though they didn't make it that far. I also really want to, shout out to Peanut. Weren't able to get him in the top 5 in his retirement Worlds, but he's top 5 in our hearts.
He is. His last dance was something to behold there, though, so great job to him. But we are going to go ahead and move on to our mid laners here, and we are going to start out with Hong Q from CFO in that number 5 spot. Shanks, again, we're talking about those AL players, only hitting number 4, but here is the big shocker, Chovy at number 3 for this World's performance, unfortunately bowing out does that to you. But let's get to number 2. It is going to be Faker, and then number 1, BDD.
Yeah, BDD, the breakout star of this Worlds. Not that he's a new player or anything, but just unparalleled play. The most first bloods of any player in this tournament, playing a bunch of champions. Faker does have the crown right now for the most unique champions played, but I think that if KT had played the same amount as T1, that BDD would have that title. He's absolutely dominating. He's came into a form nobody expected, and things have just been really good. Chovy, To be honest, I really feel like as a big Chovy fan, we've given him a little bit of a generous number. That 91 rating, I think, is actually a very credit to the prestige of the player. If you look objectively at his performance, you could even argue lower. This has been one of the worst worlds for Chovy and a player who's had a history of bad worlds. So really rough there. And then number 2, the GOAT, Faker. He's playing really good. I was so tempted to put him number 1 here, but it was the fact that BDDs looked so good that we had to go.
That's true, but they will be able to fight for it here at the end. That telecom war setting up, we'll have to see if maybe Faker decides to add more to his champion pool that we've seen so much, or if BDD can lock it down, get his first Worlds win. We'll have to see as the time goes on, we can tell. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to our here, and bot lane has been stacked. We've had a lot of good players. We're gonna start out though in number 5. It will be Viper from HLE. We will have Doggo in number 4 from CFO. Number 3 will be Gumayushi from T1. Number 2 from KT Dokdam. And then we have Ruler as number 1 for Genji. So at least one of those Genji players hitting number 1 there.
Yeah, man, these bot laners have been insane this tournament. Doggo has been playing absolutely demonic. Crazy picks all over the map, not even playing just bot lane. You'll see him up in the top lane, solo killing top laners as Draven.
Or Doran.
Yeah, and then Ruler here, number 1. This was a difficult one, the only non-KT and T1 player that we have in the top 1, but Ruler looked so good this tournament. He was solo carrying a Genji that had just been falling apart into these matches. This Kai'Sa plays so crazy right here, constantly flirting with the edge of danger, but staying strong. Another big surprise, I think, in this one, a big surprise performance for me was Dokdam from KT. Yep. This player went from being a weak player in the LPL playing with FPX and Milky Way to completely dominating some of the best bot laners in the world, putting up amazing numbers. His Caitlyn play has been insane. It gets tons of pressure, puts out tons of damage, and really, I think, is punching home the secret damage that you don't expect from him.
Yeah, and it's going to be a really big, there's a big distinction between the two of them, because we do have Dokdam, who's more of that, 2v1 laner, where we see him definitely playing with the support Peter that we'll talk about a little bit later. They do a really good job of running that lane, but Gumayushi a lot of times is left on his own. He has to kind of play almost that solo lane as himself as we see Kiri go across the map. So it's going to be really cool to see how these two teams go against each other, because in the big telecom wars that we've had so far this year, both of them are 1-1. It's going to be really cool to see who comes out on top for them once again though here. But we're talking about supports a little bit. We're going to go ahead and move on to our last category, and that will be supports. We are going to start off with number 5, and that will be Duro from Genji. Number 4, Kaiwing from CFO. Kyle, number 3 from AL. And then here it is, Peter, number 2 from KT. And then of course, number 1, it will be Kyria from T1.
Kyria turning things around, a rough early start to the tournament, had T1 in some dire straits early on, and I do give a lot of credit to those difficulties to Kyria. He was playing kind of weak, but here in the back half of the tournament, things have been absolutely insane. Some of the most absurd Nico plays of the entire history of League of Legends. I've never seen a player who can use this character to such extents to be able to deceive a team full of 5 of the other best players in the world over and over. I mean, when there's a Nico in the game, you see something running at you, you know that something is sus and something's up, but he somehow still gets into their brains and does it. Kyria is so amazing. Peter also a great support performer this tournament. I had almost no expectations for Peter, but he's played so good, roaming, affecting the other lanes, doing everything, I think, in a slightly different way than Kyria, which is so impressive.
Yeah, and as I said with the other two, there is a big distinction of how these two teams play, so we'll have to see how they come out. But as you said, Kyria was a player that many expected kind of to already be at that top level, and he kind of had to work his way up, and they were put on elimination a couple of times, but his play in those last rounds 4 and 5, were really good, and especially getting into the knockout stage against AL, just really great play. I don't know if they'll allow him to get the Nico. We'll have to see, because that is a really scary, but of course has the Bard in the pocket. And then we'll have to see though, because sometimes if maybe they force him onto some of those tanks, like the Alistar, it could be a little bit iffy, but we'll have to see.
I think that parity between the two, between Peter and Kyria, is the fact that Kyria looks objectively better on those range supports, where I feel as Peter looks a little bit better on the engaged support. So it will definitely be an interesting dance between the coaching staffs of what characters do you allow each support to get, because they will dictate the pace of it.
Now, I do have one question for you here. So all the number 1s that we have, would that be your tournament list if you had to put together who your kind of all-star team of the tournament so far?
I think so. I've become such a Doggo fan that I think I would actually drop Ruler out and I would take Doggo from number 4 all the way to number 1. And I'd also be maybe tempted for some Flandra. I really think Flandra looked absolutely crazy this tournament, but Perfect has had such a good performance that I'll stick with my top 5, and then I'm putting Doggo in. Because, dude, if we can get Doggo a world-class team, that guy is going to win 6 world championships in a row, I promise.
Ooh, you heard it here. We'll have to see if that happens. One of those top teams from LPR, LCK, go ahead and make it happen. But
or LCS.
Our LCS, we definitely could use some of those top players right now. But this is going to be all for us today on our top rankings. As we said, make sure you tune into those grand finals that will be happening on Sunday, November the 9th. It is going to be crazy. And if your top players didn't make this list, let us know who your top 5 are and who your favorite players of the tournament are so far. We'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.